Well, Russia, Iran, and Turkey have called for a nationwide ceasefire in Syria and say talks will begin soon on ending the war. Foreign ministers from the three countries have met in Moscow. They say they want to work toward a halt in fighting and focus efforts on defeating Daesh and other terrorist groups in Syria. Ben Said reports.
After 5 years of war, the first real believable signs of a possible end. In Moscow, the foreign ministers of three important actors met to at least agree on a few key principles ahead of formal negotiations. In the background to all this, refugees streaming out of Aleppo, recent Daesh and PKK terror attacks in Turkey, and of course, the assassination of Russia's ambassador to Ankara. The need for peace in Syria has never seemed more urgent and perhaps this time achievable. Russia's Sergei Lavrov says Moscow, Turkey and Iran are ready to act as guarantors of a future settlement.
We all share the opinion that above all else, it is important to fully respect the sovereignty, territory and unity of Syria. It is also a shared opinion that there is no military answer to the Syrian crisis. We believe there is no alternative to the political and diplomatic resolution of the conflict.
Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu made it clear that important for Turkey will be the future of regime supporters Hezbollah and others backed by Iran.
We are talking about a countrywide ceasefire for Syria. Of course, this would not cover terror groups such as Daesh and al-Nusra. The fight against these groups will continue, but there is the regime and rebels there. In addition to them, there are groups coming from outside of Syria, such as Hezbollah and others. All the support to these groups should be halted. We are talking about ceasefire and a political resolution.
And in this, an obvious signpost to just one problem ahead. Turkey will want to see Iran's Shia proxies reined in, but Tehran will likely resist this and any attempts to frame the militias as terror groups in their own right.
It's clear that we're talking about groups that have been identified as terrorist groups by the United Nations Security Council, and those groups are al-Nusra, Daesh, al-Qaeda, and their affiliates. But, of course, our friends have their opinions, and we respect that. But others, we can't accept their opinion.
Also, what will respecting Syria's sovereignty mean for non-state actors fighting there, like the YPG, which Turkey links to the PKK terror group?
What it basically means is that these governments are going to cooperate to limit the ability of the Kurdish fighters, the YPG, and there are a couple other groups, to have much autonomy. So far, of the three governments, Russia's had somewhat good relations with some of those groups, but certainly Turkey's relations to all of them are poor, and I think that they will certainly be a target of a future joint offensive of these parties.
Then, critically, what happens to Bashar al-Assad, and can he ever really rule over a unified Syria again? Once unthinkable compromises may need to be made by all involved in talks on Syria's future. Ben Said, TRT World.